That is a stunning piece of wood. I would have never thought in a million years that that would have ended up coming out. Don't even see it very well because it's so shiny, the light's reflecting off of it. But I took that bit. So this is the project. I'm calling it my prehistoric bowl, as you can see from the title. The reason being is because it's old, chunky and rough around the edges, just like me. So sticky and horrible. So yes, so yeah, nothing else to say really. It's failed. No good. So I'll see you guys next week. Fresh new project, one that works. And take care. Speak to you soon, and bye for now. Hello you lovely people, how is everybody? Thank you so much to everybody coming over again for another live with myself and my beautiful wife Nikki. So hope everybody's well, hope everybody's having a great day, enjoying this lovely weather we've got in the UK at the moment. So nice group in the chat, so we'll just go through who's in the chat. Colin Roberts was first. Hi Colin, thank you very much for coming over. Then we had Sid Franklin. Robbo Robson, I got your message this morning, Robbo. I will message you later, sir. So I haven't forgot about you. Wooden, Dennis, how are you, sir? Mr. Stacey, how are you? Jay, my lovely wife Nikki, Amy, hi Amy. Wayne the Woodturner, hi Wayne, hope you're well. Mark the Gentleman Woodturner, yes, I am just about awake, Mark. It was a late one last night. Who else have we got in here? Wouldn't it be nice? Hugh, hi Hugh, how are you? Mrs. T, how are you? Thanks for coming over. John, hope you're well, sir. Let's have a look. I think that was about...
Ellie.
Who, sorry?
Ellie.
Oh, Ellie. Hi, Ellie. Sorry, I missed you there.
Rob CP.
Rob, hi Rob, thanks for coming over. So a few coming in. Thank you very much for popping over, and very much appreciated. Oh, Robert, hi Robert. My wife's now trashing the place. Sugar. Just knocked a coffee over. So Colin's in. Getting Splinters with John. Hi John, how are you? So a few new faces, which is nice to see. Thank you very much for everybody for coming over.
Mike Lang.
Mike Lang. Hi Mike, how are you? You're a little bit ahead of me on the chat. I'm a little bit delayed here. But anyway, so the pixie dust. I put it in the description yesterday. I was going to do a small bowl with a little bit of pixie dust. So what I'm planning to do is I've got a small blank here, only a small one. It's just under 5 inches, real inches, by just under 2 inches. And my plan is to turn just a small little bowl, nothing too flash, nice swooping bottom. And then I'm going to turn it out. I'm going to try and get it fairly thin, maybe about 5 mil. And then I'm going to put a bit of beading in the top, just a little bit of a sink line in the top there with the parting tool, the fine parting tool. And then while we was out yesterday, I managed to get hold of these. Now what these are, I asked the woman in the shop, and what are these apparently for? They're called encrusted jewel kits. Now apparently what these are for are for making jewellery. So I don't know if you can see those. They are just all different powders. This one's like a bronzy colour, or yeah, an old patine bronzy colour. And then this one is more of a reddy rose gold colour. So what I'm planning to do is, I don't know if you've seen that Martin Sabian Smith here is doing the metal powders. So what I was thinking is, with something, if you look at this one, this has got like several different colours in it. I was thinking about doing something similar with this. So how this is going to react with super glue or CA glue, I'm not sure yet. I did ask the lady in the shop, and she said they work on heat, so hopefully with the CA glue they should be okay. But if not, I'll do another one off live with some resin and see how they turn out with resin. So that's my pixie dust. Not real pixie dust. I don't want anybody to get upset. It wasn't real pixie dust. But that's the plan. So as you can see in this one, there's some flakes in there as well, which would look quite cool, I think. So it's just a case of playing around and seeing what we can get. That's quite a nice one. That's really fine. But it's just a case of just trying something different and seeing what we can get and how we can get it to look. The effects really, because it's always nice to try and get a different look, and that's what it's all about, innit? A bit adventurous. So what's the matter? You can speak. Mark.
You sure?
Thank you, Mark.
Press Mark to lower the tone.
Yeah, always Mark lowering the tone. So what I've done.
Just say hi to Cornish Pixie, Lee.
Hi Cornish Pixie. Hi Lee. How you doing? Hope you're well. Hope you're feeling a bit better with your back. Hope you're not hurting too much. I can imagine it's pretty painful. So just before we start on this, don't forget we've got the 2000 sub giveaway. I've done just a little bit of artwork for it here. Just put up in the corner here. Now what I've done here is I've just taken a few photographs of the finished piece. The finished piece is here. So it does look really nice and shiny. It's got a lovely finish on it. But what I thought I'd do is I'd just do a few photographs. And what we're going to do through the live is Nick's just going to pop these up every now and again so people can see. And we're going to go through and just explain for anybody who wasn't here on Sunday how you can be within a chance to win the bowl. And again, first prize is the bowl. SK Krafts t-shirt, which unfortunately I haven't got on today. And
well, they don't want the one that you're wearing.
No, I don't want the one I'm wearing for sure. And an SK, whoops, hang on, let's get this in. An SK Krafts mug. Now this is a new mug, it's not a used one. So you'll be getting that. And then we're doing a second draw. And that will be for this pen, which is a bronze looking slimline pen with gunmetal grey fixings and also a mug. Exactly the same mug. So we thought we'd do two different draws to give people a chance, and this is open to everybody who subscribes to my channel. Doesn't matter where you are in the world, if you subscribe to the channel, then I'm quite prepared to ship it as a sign of appreciation for you guys supporting me. So that's what's going to happen, and hopefully that's the way it's going to work. But again, you need to enter by leaving a comment on last Sunday's 2000k giveaway or 2k giveaway with the comment of hashtag flowers for Nikki, and that's how you get entered. So good luck to it. So anyway, let's get this blank onto the lathe. Let's change this over. That one and that one I think will be the best one. So like I say, always the same. 63mm force and a bit in there to give me my first locking point, and we'll get this rough turned to a nice, fairly delicate shape. I don't want nothing too chunky, and then we'll get it all cleaned up on the bottom, finished off. Move this out of the way without dropping it on the floor, and then we'll have a play with the pixie dust. I didn't know what to call it really. I just thought calling it pixie dust might intrigue a few people to come in and have a look. So hopefully it's worked. So anyway, I hope everybody's fine. What's everybody been up to? I'm just going to take a swig of my coffee.
We've had a few more people come in.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, Keith.
Pete.
Keith.
Oh, hi Keith. How are you, sir?
Um,
Got to speak up, love.
Tommy Dunn.
Hi Tommy. How are you, sir?
If I've forgotten anyone, just shout.
Body gettable should be chunky. Right, so what I'm going to be using, I'm just going to be using the 3/8 bowl gouge just to clean this up, and then we're going to just use it to give us a curve. Like I said, I don't want nothing too adventurous, just something sweet and simple, because the actual thing we're thinking about is the pixie dust. I did think about mixing some in with epoxy glue and doing it that way, but again, the epoxy takes a little while to dry off, same as the resin. So that's why I thought I'd give it a bash with super glue. So we get it round, and we'll just clean the bottom up a little bit. It's not a bad shape, to be honest, but we'll just be laid up a little bit. So just centre that out. Got our mortise in the bottom. Again, guys, if you've got any questions for anybody in the chat or myself, just put question in front. Just put question in front of the question, and then Nick will read it out. Helps if you find the line, Stephen, before you turn the lathe on. I'm just going to use a parting tool just to give me my line. My mortise going about 4 to 5 mil. I'm just going to clean it up with the bowl gouge. I'm just going to finish it off with I'm going to just put a couple of little lines in there just to give it a little bit of character. What we'll do, just clean that off a little bit. So we get a nice flat bottom. So we're going to try and do a little thin stand on this, because it's not very big. And then we'll try and sweep that out. Move that around. So I'm going to try and get a nice little swoop on this. So I'm going to take quite a bit of this corner out of here. I'm going to try and curve that around. So I think just clean up pass. It's very quiet. Is anybody in the chat? What are they talking about? Just general chit chat? You got to speak up, Nick. I can't hear.
No one wants to talk to you.
No.
No.
They've lost interest now, haven't they? Right, I think that's about.
Robert wants to know what's the wood.
I believe it's a piece of olive. Robbo.
Dolman, yeah. We've got Emma from Dragon TT is on.
Hi, Emma. How are you?
Midnight Joker.
Hi, Mike. I'm just going to sand that from 120 to 240.
And Hugh asked if I got my flowers, which I did, but I don't know. I can't get a picture, can I, on here to show them?
No. I thought you put them on Facebook.
No, I didn't.
So unfortunately, you're going to have to find something else to dig me at. It's an extractor.
Colin's enjoying looking at his mirror.
Sorry?
Colin's enjoying looking at his mirror.
Oh, is he? I'm glad he's happy with it. Whoops. Don't look at it too deep, Colin, you might crack it. So I'm just going to sand this up to 240 and then we'll sand until, I'm not going to do any colour into the bottom of it, bottom's just going to be natural. Like I say, I don't want to take the limelight away from the rim, so I'm just going to do it natural, and it should. This is the same, well, it's the wood from the same supplier as I did the piece we did last Sunday, so hopefully it should come out a nice piece. So that's 120. $240, and then we'll get it sanded and sealed, and then we'll give it a buff up with the old Yorkshire grit. As you can see, that mortar's in there ain't very big. Hopefully it's deep enough to hold.
Right, Steve. Keith said it could be olive ash maybe, and Tommy said he was thinking the same.
Yeah, could be.
Emma said thank you for the stickers.
Oh, you got them today, that's good.
Colin said he's really happy. Mate, I think it's awesome. Reckon you could sell loads.
You should say that, Colin, I could have charged you more.
Mark said we could choose between knots, resin rings, light pulls, bracelets for Nikki, butt plugs. You choose.
Just change my
And
wood.
Amy's got a question. She said, "How often do you combine wood and resin pieces?"
To be honest, Amy, I haven't done no resin work for quite a while. Me and Nick were saying this yesterday, and I used to do nothing but resin at one time, and I seem to have sort of faded away from it. But I've just ordered some, and it came yesterday, not yesterday, Tuesday. I've just ordered some epoxy resin to try, because I always used to use polyester resin, which polyester resin is okay, but you got to be a little bit precarious with it, because it can be a little bit temperamental, because it hardens harder than epoxy resin. So when you turn it, it's very brittle. So if you turn it nice and slow, it's fine. But if you try to get aggressive with it, it will just shatter and chip and do all sorts of funny stuff. But saying that, I've had some really good results with polyester resin. I've not had any major problems with it. I've had a few projects where I've tried to do really big pours, and I've had thermal cracking. The biggest fail I had, I believe, was the Tiger platter I did, the first one, and I did show that when I did it, because it did crack quite badly. So what I did is I reduced on the second one. I reduced the amount of catalyst I put in it, because with polyester resin you put a catalyst into the resin to activate it. With epoxy, it's a two-part thing where you get a part A, part B, and it's all done on volume, where the polyester is done on percentage. So what they do say is, I believe for every 100 grams you can have the maximum of 2% on thin pours, but I was putting 1% in, and because I did that Tiger platter and I got thermal cracking, I dropped it down to 0.5%. Yes, okay, it takes longer to go off, but it doesn't generate enough heat or as much heat, so you can do bigger pours with it. So that cured that problem. But like I say, I've not had a problem with polyester resin, as long as you're patient with it and take your time.
Dennis from Woodden said he's been working on a Donald Duck on his scroll saw, and his video should be soon.
Good.
Good to see.
Donald Duck must be quackers.
Tommy Dunn said no one should take the limelight for the rim, Steve.
No one should take the limelight.
Doug Miller's come on. Mark just said he couldn't believe I read that out.
Hi, Doug.
Colin said that mirror's worth every penny.
Good.
Baz is on.
Hi, Baz. How you doing?
And Doug from Pole Barnes.
Hi, Doug. How are you, sir? Keith, I've just seen your message about making it deeper. I think that'll be okay. I'm not being.
I didn't get that far. Give me a chance.
Oh, sorry. It's in there a good 3-4 mil, and it might look thin here, but it actually goes in, because this is only about 1 mil thick, or 1.5 mil, so it does go in there quite a bit. I think that'll be okay, mate. I'm not being patronising, but I think if I'm gentle with it, that will be okay. But I shouldn't have said that, because most probably now that's gonna jump off and bite me.
You got Kevin Edwards. He said, could you please say happy birthday to his wife Heather for yesterday? She's a wood turner too. Thanks.
Hang on. Heather. Let me get my mugshot on. I'm not singing. Happy birthday, Heather. I hope he spoilt you. Hope you had plenty of new tools for the lathe. I'm good, Doug. Thank you very much. Very good. I am very good. Right, so we have sand and sealed it. I'm now going to put some Yorkshire grit on there. I'm going to use original, and this should take it up to around about anywhere between 600 and 1,000 grit once it's all been polished out, depending on.
From Rubber Dub.
Sorry, Steve.
From Rubber Dub Wood.
Hi, Steve. Yeah, depending on how much you rub it in, but the minimum of 600 grit. And the good thing with this is it doesn't create any dust, which is even better. So turn the lathe right down to work it into the wood, and then as you can feel the abrasive start to wear out, you can just gently increase the speed a little bit to give you that even finer finish.
Ian in the shed's on.
Hi Ian, how are you, sir? Thanks for coming over. So you can
Is
start
Mark on
to
this afternoon or tonight?
Mark's on tonight. Mark can put his link in the channel, in the chat. Mark will be on after Beard 16 Invasion.
Who the invading, do you know?
Dean Makes, I believe he's invading tonight. So you can feel that abrasive start to wear down now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just turn it up a little tiny bit, just to gently finish that out. And then we need to keep buffing until we get a nice clean piece of tissue. So I'll get a fresh piece, some new tissue I'm trying. We'll see how well this works. As long as it doesn't fall apart like the last stuff did, we'll be alright. So as you can see, you've got a bit of a sheen coming on there already, which is nice. There we go, tissue's all clean. So we know the Yorkshire grit is all rubbed in. And we've got a nice little sheen on there, which is nice. It's pretty. That is very pretty. Right, so I'm just going to put some Wood Wax 22 over that. Now really the Wood Wax 22 should be left for 5-10 minutes to soak into the wood, but as this is just a demo, got my finger now, so I'm just going to rub this in. So we get a nice even coat.
John put, Steve, usually buffing your wood results in anything other than a clean piece of tissue.
That don't make sense. I don't understand that. But oh yeah, I understand now. Yes. It's just clicked, John. Right, so I've rubbed that in. Gonna buff it out. Gonna give it a little...
Steve, they've got snow in Australia.
Oh really? Oh god, I wish I was here. I'd be out with the truck if that was snowing. You'd have a live from the truck. So I'm just going to polish this out, get a bit of a shine on it. Just like that. And then we have it. That's the bottom. Got a little bit of a sheen on it. Nothing major, but that's a bit whitewashed. That. Let me see if I can change the lighting just to... Ah, is that better? That looks a bit better, doesn't it? That's not so whitewashed now. It was a bit whitewashed before. What's that look like if I put that one on? No, that's bad as well. Let's just leave that one on. Just drink my drink. Let's have a look at the chat. Oh. It's nice to... Can't believe snow in Australia. I think that's their winter time over there, though, isn't it? Is that not the winter over in Australia at the moment?
John put, sorry, don't pretend you're naive.
I thought you was being serious, John. I should have known better, really. Right, so we have... Right, let's just quickly... while I go through this and flip this, I'm going to get Nick just to go through the competition again. Just so you all know what you've got to do, because I just want everybody to have a fair chance at cracking the whip and having a chance of winning it. So Nick will go for it.
So Steve's doing a 2K giveaway for the bowl, a t-shirt and a mug for the first prize, and the second prize is a mug and a resin pen. You have to put comments on the live that Steve did on Sunday of the bowl that he's given away, and it has to say #flowers for Nikki. Everyone's names will be put into a hat or random picker, and our daughter Casey, because obviously she doesn't know anybody, she will pick it out at random who will be the first and second winners, and Steve will be in touch with you for your postal addresses to get them shipped off to you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to hold this out, and I'm going to try and get the rim, if I can get a pencil, to around about there. But I'm going to try and undercut it a little bit, so it makes the actual walls a bit thinner. Just for a bit of a challenge, really. So I'm just going to take this out. Is that picture better now? It's not so whitewashed out. Or bleached out, should we say. Speed the lathe up a little bit. So, nice soft wood. Well, not soft, but turn them really nice. Nice and clean cuts. Again, I'm just using the 3/8 bowl gouge just to clean this out. Let's give that a bit better view for you. There you go. Well, like I said, I want to try and be a bit brave with this. I don't want to be too brave and go through the bottom, but I want it quite thin. So I'm going to finish this pass, and I'm just going to check my depth, because I don't want to be joining the funnel club. So I think we've got another. Let's have a quick look. Right, so about 5 mil, I reckon, to the bottom. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm just going to try and take some of this off of here. Not like that.
Who said it's never good to go through your bottom, Steve?
Who said that?
Who?
Who? No, definitely not. Could be a bit painful here. Right, so I just need to clean a little bit more out of there. Just take it nice and slow. So I don't think we are far off of what we want to be doing. Maybe just a little bit out of there on this edge here. But what I'm going to do is, because I want to undercut that a little bit, I'm going to use the Simon Hope hollowing tool, which I keep putting away, which I should really leave out. I'm going to find a set of Allen keys. So I'm just going to use the straight part of the Simon Hope hollowing tool.
Mark said, "Is anyone else holding their breath?"
Why are you holding your breath? What, Mark?
Gentleman with Turner.
What is he holding? What are you holding your breath, Mark, for?
And Hugh said, "Just one more cut."
So as always, when you set the Simon Hope tool up, you set it at roughly a 45-degree angle, so you get more of a cut than a scrape. And the way the tips are on the Simon Hope, you've got that little sort of upstand, so it gives you a cut, other than like a normal carbine bit, gives you more of a scrape. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and undercut this a little bit and clean that out. We're about the same thickness as all the way through, so it's just a case of giving it a little bit of finesse. So Mark, hold your breath, son. Have a little bit of faith, Mark. What's the worst that can happen? Oh yeah, I could go through the side of it. Up just a little tiny bit. That's better. Right, so I'm going to stop it there. Just check it. So I need to lose a little bit out of this bit here. It's a bit chunky there. And then we just need to lose a little bit out of the bottom of that.
You're worrying Glenn as well. He said he's watching from behind the door.
Glenn told me to be more adventurous. Oh, that's better. Bit more, I reckon. I'm going to be brave. You can hear us getting thin now. I just need to flatten that bottom out a little bit. Just get that bit round the corner there. So I'm just going to flatten the bottom out with the negative rake scraper.
Like a flat bottom.
Sorry?
So we're like a flat bottom.
Nothing like a flat bottom. I've got a little bit of a... Oh no, it's not. I think I'll call that it. You can all breathe a bit now. So they just don't trust me, do they? They just, they just don't trust me. I'll just clean this edge up a little bit because it's a little bit uneven.
Glyn said, and to be fair, yours is nothing like a flat bottom, Steve.
Thanks, Glyn. So there we go. So
Steve T's on from Temple Boy Turning.
Hi Steve, how you doing, sir? Thanks for coming over. So I'm just going to sand that. I'm going to do that from 100 because there's a little bit of tear out in there where I used the scraper. So I'm just going to sand that up from 100. And then we can get it cleaned up. And then get it sanded and sealed. And then we'll get our groove cut in for...
Emma said, go on, one more cut.
No, I'm not doing no more, Emma. That is thin. That's got to be under 2. I reckon that's about 2 mil thick. Even I'm not that brave.
John said, it's when you use the Yorkshire grit and sand your way through the sides it will get interesting.
Yeah. Well, at least we know how abrasive it is.
Rubber Dove said there's still a good 10 millimetres in the end of that bowl, Steve. A few more cuts, go on.
They're in 10 mm, I know that much. Trying to get that little nick there where you got the transition between the inside of the bowl and the lip.
Steve said, can you see the light through the side yet?
What, Steve Twydell?
Yeah.
No, I ain't gone that fan. I reckon that's getting on for 3 maybe. Yeah, I reckon about 3 mil thick maybe.
Ian in the shed's got to go.
Who?
Ian in the shed.
Alright, thanks for coming over, Ian. Just get this sanded up and then we'll get some sand and sealer on it. Then we'll get the inside finished. So I'm using a bit of 100 because there was a bit of tear out on the inside where I've been using the scraper. So I'm just trying to sand that out so we get some nice smooth finish. That's better. That's better. So what I'll do now is I'll go to 120. And then 240, and then we'll get the get it sanded and sealed. Oops. That's 120. 240. You're very quiet today, Mrs. Cavell. So as you can see, Nick's just put on the screen the piece that you'll be entered to win. It's the piece we did last Sunday that is now finished. The colouring was done with the Hampshire Sheen intrinsic colours with a final coat of gold embellishing wax, Hampshire Sheen embellishing wax, and then it had in total 8 coats of. I was going to do it with matte lacquer, but after 2 or 3 coats with the matte, it just didn't look right, and it sort of, the matte covered up the gold too much. It didn't make the gold stand out, so I decided to let it dry, and then I went over it with gloss lacquer. So as you can see, it's got a nice shine to it. It turned out really nice. I'm really happy how it's turned out. It's got a beautiful shine to it. And
Mr. Stacey Smith's gone. Got to go.
I'll see you later, Mr. Stacey.
And Amy's got a question. How come you sand and then use Yorkshire grit? Yes, I know it's a stupid newbie question now.
There's
no
never
questions are stupid questions.
No questions are stupid questions, Amy. Right, the reason you sand, if I'm colouring and I'm not using Yorkshire grit, I will sand up to 400 grit to give me a nice smooth finish. The idea of sanding up to 240 is so you can sand and seal, because ideally you want to sand and seal before you Yorkshire grit, because the wood is sealed then, and it also helps to sand back easier than on bare wood. If you was to sand on just bare wood, the Yorkshire grit wax would soak into the wood and not act as a lubricant for obviously the cutting components in the Yorkshire grit, so it wouldn't work as efficiently. So that's why we sand and seal first, but obviously we need to sand it back, because you don't want to be sand and sealing on a rough finished edge, because it would just soak up the sand and sealer and you wouldn't get a very good finish at all. So that's the reason we sand and seal first, or sand back first and then sand and seal. The Yorkshire grit should then quite easily take it from 240 up to the minimum of 600 grit, and possibly with the original, if you, depending on how much you work it in, up to 1000 grit. So hope it answers your question. Right, so it's just, I'm not going to denub that because we're going to Yorkshire grit it anyway. So let's just get the Yorkshire grit out. Again, I'm using the original. So I'm just going to rub this in. I'm not going to do the rim, I'm just going to do the inside of the bowl, because obviously the rim we're going to be titivating in a few minutes to put our pixie dust in it. So again, just work this in so you can feel the abrasive. You'll feel on the paper when the abrasive starts to wear out, or should I say get finer, and then that's when you can speed up your lathe to give you that final level of cutting.
Rubber Dub Wood's got a question.
Go on then, Steve. Go on then, read it. Well, obviously it's something stupid because you're standing there laughing. Well, there's a little bit of weak amount, Nick. Stop.
Why is there a knot in your logo?
Block him.
He put in brackets, no such thing as a stupid question.
Right, so let's just buff this out.
Glyn put cheers Steve, I've just deleted the War and Peace lengthy reply.
Say again.
Read it yourself.
Right. I should get Glyn to record a little video explaining what Yorkshire grit and how it works, and just have it pop up in the corner on a live, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Right. It's all polished out. I'm not going to wax that. We'll wax that at the end. So what I need to do now is to put my little fine line in that rim, and as you can see, that rim ain't very wide. So what can we get in there, you reckon? I reckon we'd be able to get...
Glyn's off because he's got his next backs ready to pour.
Who?
Glyn.
Alright, Glenn, thanks for coming in, mate. Nice to see you. Perhaps see you later, if you don't fall asleep on us again. So I'm going to use the fine parting tool, where we are, the fine parting tool, just to cut a little groove in there. So as you can see, it's not very big.
Put, Steve, that sounds like a great idea. Or at least Wayne, if he hasn't got his P45 that week.
Yeah, P45. Right, so let's just move this. As you can see, I've got that nice little groove in there now. So I'll just grab a board, put on the lathe, get this off. Key'd help, wouldn't it, Chuck Key? So let's get that on there. Change the camera. So, can you all see that? You all see that very well? Is it a bit bleached out? Is that better? So, question is now, what colour do we choose? Do we go for a bronzy colour, or I suppose a coppery colour, or do we go for a reddy colour?
Well, you know what I'll choose, so...
Hey?
You'll know what I'll choose.
Well, you'll choose red. So, what do you reckon, Nick? Nick?
Red!
Yeah, but what red? Is all them reds there? Do you want a chunky one? Or do you want that one with a bit
How I
of...
like my man, nice and chunky.
I quite like that one.
I like this one.
Take your glasses off so you can see, love.
No, that one.
This one.
Got a bit of black in it as well.
Right, so this one then. Right, we're going with this one. Nick's chosen this one. So as you can see, it's... Hang on, let's get in the camera.
Why is she sending cars?
So as you can see, it's got a bit of red in it, but it's got a bit of gold and a bit of the copper in it as well. So hopefully this will be the one. So now I've got to try and pour it in this rim without spilling it everywhere, which could be a challenge. Actually, I'm going to put on a bit of paper so I can put back what I don't use back in the jar so we don't waste it. Would be a bit better, wouldn't it, rather than throwing it away. It wasn't expensive, but you know, waste want not. So get this piece of paper. Oh, I might be able to see a bit better actually if I was on a bit of paper. So I'm just gently going to try and put these in here. Let's bring the bit of paper right now. But
John said Steve's all chunky, must be the pizzas.
yeah, something like that, John. It costs a lot of money to get this size, you know that. Oops. This is more delicate than what I expected it to be. Hopefully we can get it in one hit rather than having to... If I build it up nice and high, and then when we put the... Oop, not that high though, Stephen. Put the super glue over it, hopefully we'll get it. Could do with those little things like Martins come in. So they just sort of trickle out. But like I say, this is all an experiment. See how it comes out.
John said, Steve, money well spent.
Yeah. The only trouble is, John, I start to pass out when I'm down doing my boots up nowadays. So I'm just going to try and get
We
some of
won't
this.
even go there because that's not for TV.
What? Right, so
Who think them big old chunky hands could do things that delicate?
what we're looking for, super glue.
Yes, John, I got some lovely flowers.
Are they still about flowers? Right, so do I use fine or medium? What do you reckon? I reckon fine, just to start with.
John said you and me both.
Yeah, right there, mate. I think that's part of getting old, unfortunately. So, just try and put a little bit of super glue in there now without trying to get
Mike
it.
said mix it before you start.
I don't think that works as easy as that, because that'd be dry by the time I get around. It'd be alright if it came straight out the nozzle of the glue rather than at the side. Good job the bottom can be polished off. Course, fumey. Cool. Perhaps I should have put the super glue in first, and then sprinkled the stuff over the top of it. Just give it a tissue and wipe out. Bowl stuck to the paper, look. There's that much run over the edge. Good job we can clean it up. I think this might take a little bit of practice, but we'll see.
Robbo said turn the extractor on.
Who said that?
Robbo.
Robbo, yeah, that's a good idea actually. Good shout, that man. Like I say, it might have been better if I'd have put the super glue in the hole first.
Or Jay said to put the stuff in the super glue bottle.
Right.
Chuck some of that in the glue bottle and shake it. Lay said that'll get rid of some nose hairs. Maybe trickle the glue in the groove.
Yeah, that's what I was
adding
thinking,
pixie
Mark.
dust.
Maybe put the glue in the hole before we. Anyway, it's all trial in it, so we can get rid of all that. That'll easily come out. That'll easily sand off. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. So we'll give that a couple of minutes to dry. I think I should have put a pair of gloves on and all now. So let's get rid of this. Didn't waste that much, so there's quite a lot in that tub actually. There's a lot more than I thought there'd be in that tub. I mean, we've only really used a little tiny bit, so it's nice. So
Jay said it's breeding on the paper. Watch out.
yeah. So just put it back in the chuck.
Amy said it looks like 2 love hearts inside the bowl.
What, those bits down the bottom? Do, 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 do. So just go. Right. Obviously we've got a bit of super glue around there, but we can clean that off. That won't be a problem. Once that dry. So just give that a couple of minutes to dry off, I think, before we start spinning it up. We don't want super glue flying everywhere. Again, we just got a couple of bits in there. We just had to clean off with a scraper. Are we still on about flowers, are we? Would have thought you lot would have learnt by now.
Tommy said he's never bought his flowers, and if he started now, his missus would think he's been up to something.
Yeah.
And I put that you was very romantic when we were younger, but after 30 years, it just seems to have died off.
It ain't died off. It's just that you, I don't really go anywhere to buy flowers. When I'm normally at work, I'm either in the middle of nowhere, or with the van, you just can't park anywhere to get flowers. So it's just a pain in the backside. But she's got her flowers now, which will last her at least another couple of years. I do normally buy them for birthdays and anniversaries and things like that.
It's not said Valentine's Day, birthdays, anniversaries.
Yeah, it's not that I don't ever buy them. I do normally buy them. It's just obviously with the lockdown that's gone on, I haven't really been anywhere to get any. So I'm going to use a traditional scraper to clean this up. Let's move this to this one. No, you don't need to see that. Yeah, no, we don't want that one either. Get rid of that.
Jay said you got to turn the camera around.
I've done the camera now, so you should be all right. So I'm just going to what? Safety glasses.
They've told Mark to stop creeping.
Who has?
Because Mark said that I'm still a youngster.
Well, he's still a youngster.
He put, it's not creeping, Rob. I've met Nikki. It's self-preservation. She'd kill me. Robbo said, check you've tightened the headstock.
It is tight. So I'm just going to clean this. Not with that, I'm not. Yeah, with this I will. Just gently. Take some of that super glue out the bottom of it. Just put some gentle passes in there just to clean the bits of super glue that run down there. I'll say I want a great deal, but we might as well just clean them out. So we've got a little bit more to take off of that, just to get that back to, obviously we've got a little bit of height difference there. Just check that, that looks better. We've still got a little bit. Oh no, I didn't see. Oh yeah, just a little bit there. So just a little bit more. And we just.
Robbo was just worried because he hadn't seen you do it when you swiveled it back.
Sorry?
Robbo was just worried because he hadn't seen you do it when you swiveled it back.
Yeah, no, I did lock it back. It's the first thing I do when I move it back is lock it back.
David McLernan is on from Wood Turner and Krafts.
Oh, hi David, how are you? So we've got that back now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this around the side, just clean up around the sides here a little tiny bit.
They're still picking on you about the flowers. You had no excuse not going there anyway because there's the internet.
I work.
John
I don't sit on the computer all day, I do work.
You do? You haven't just lately.
Not but not when
John said that he sent his mum flowers from Spain to Portsmouth, so you got no excuse.
Well, forgive your address, John. John. I'm just going to go over this just to take any bits of super glue we had, run down. And then what I'll do is I'll finish off the other bit with a bit of sandpaper. Just need something to get in there to clean that up. I think that'll be about the best thing. Just run that in there. Get a smaller spindle gouge to get down the back of there, just to try and clean off. Just like that. So it should be back to wood now. Lovely jubbly, lovely. As you can see, we've got a little bit of a coloured rim. So we'll just get it sand and sealed again. Seems a bit pointless to sand and seal it the first time now. But anyway, don't matter. Alright Rich, how you doing, sir? Alright, so just give us a coat of sand and sealer. Inside and out. And then we'll give it a sand. I should have done this about us about face, and I should have sanded it first. Never mind. Getting all discombobulated.
Barry Oakes popped on.
Hi Barry, how you doing, sir? So I'm going to sand this to 240. Stephen, tell you I'm half asleep today. You don't start off with 400 grit, Stephen, and wonder why it's taken so long to sand. Right, so that's what we've got. I've just got to get some Mabrinet out because my other stuff is knackered. So I want 120. So 120. Nick, can you get me a 240 out of there, please? Alright, so this is 120.
Anything else you want?
Just the 240. So then we're going to go 240, which will be our final.
Andy's on from H Bespoke, says looking cool, Steve.
Oh, Andy, how you doing, sir? Thank you very much. Right, so we're 240. Whoa, it's a bit dusty. Now we're sand and seal it again. Oh, my tin's empty. So hopefully when we get some sand and seed on this, that should bring the colours out a little bit. Just got a bit of a gap there where we ain't got a lot of colour in it, unfortunately. But the rest looks pretty good.
Mike said, like the unintentional smiley face on the box in the background.
Unintentional smiley face. Oh, can you see? Oh, that's the Amazon box. Can you see the Amazon box in the background? Can you? Got some eyes on it. Is that what you're saying? I ain't got a Sharpie. Yeah. Is that better? Alright, so I'm going to denib this. Don't really need to if I'm going to Yorkshire grit it, but we'll denib it anyway. And then I want to try and work that to get a shine on it. So
Rich is
denib it.
off.
Sorry?
Rich is off the bed.
See you later, Rich. Thanks for coming over.
Mike said he likes the square eyes. John said the labels looked like eyes.
So just polish this up, buff this up with the Yorkshire grit. And like I say, I want to try and get this inlay bit shiny.
I'll be back in a minute.
Hopefully the super glue should bring a shine on there, which would be nice. Just try and spend a bit of time on there. You can see the colour coming out, so obviously it's cutting back, so it's working. Increase the speed a little bit. Oh, quick. Coffee time. Daughter's making coffee. Quick, quick. So depending on how shiny that bead is depending on whether I put microfine on it or not. So I'm just going to go over that with a final bit of tissue just to take off any excess Yorkshire grit. I may have a go at another one of these a bit bigger, but mix it in with some resin and then pour it and see how that comes out. That may be an option. Perhaps less messy. Let's see how shiny that is. I think I'm just going to go on that with a bit of microfine just to see if we can buff that up a little bit. Change this camera back. That's a bit better picture. So I'm just going to go on here a little bit, see if we can just buff that up a little bit on that super glue. So this is the Yorkshire Grit microfine, which is what I use on most of my resin pieces to get a nice shine. And it really does bring the resin up nice. So hopefully this will bring this up nice as well.
Did you answer John's question?
What was John's question?
Was the CA glue thin or thick?
It was thin. Super, well, not super thin, but thin. I thought about going with the medium, but I went with the thin. So actually, I'm gonna
Wait a
coat the whole
minute.
thing in a bit.
Emma's got a question. What are you using to denib?
Um,
Is that a bit
it's this from Chestnut Products. They do. I don't know if it's 3 or 4 different colours, depending on the colour, depending on the grit. I think this is around about 1,000 grit. So I use this one and the white one. The white one is, well, they reckon it's uncharted. They reckon it's ungraded because it's so fine. But I use the white one when I'm doing resin work. But this is what I normally use, Emma. It's just chestnuts. They ain't expensive. I think they're about £1.50 for a. The sheet comes a lot bigger than this. I cut all the sheets down now to this sort of size, but they come.
Keith said it's web racks.
Who?
Keith, is it web racks?
No, this is like a Scotch Brite.
Right.
This is a Scotch Brite, but it comes from Chestnut. They come virtually double this size, so they're well worth the money. I mean, they last forever anyway. You don't use them a lot, and they do last. But yeah, I just use that, and they, like I say, they come in that colour. They also come in that colour as well. That's a bit more coarser, but 9 times out of 10, I just use the yellow one because it's just like I say. I think they specify up to 1,000 grit, something like that. But
Ellie said, "What is the stuff called you're using for the inlay?"
right, hang on a second, and I'll show you. It's new to me. I only bought it yesterday. We was out yesterday and we went into a craft shop like you do, just to have a look. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm always on the scout to see what I can find to put in stuff. Let me just change cameras. Let me just put these away. God, had to bend down, nearly passed out. Let's have a look. This one here, right? What it is it's called Fran. What's that, Nicola? Is that TIGE?
Tage.
So Fran Tage encrusted drill kit. Don't know if you can see that, can you? But what they're supposed to be used for is when you're doing pendants, rings, earrings, and all that sort of stuff. You put them in, obviously, similar sort of process to what I've done, but there's a specific glue that you use which sort of generate heats to cause it to cure, which is basically what the lady said to me was it's super glue is doing a similar sort of thing, so it should be okay. Obviously, it's worked okay, but it's just one of those things we need to play about with. But I think personally it'd be better in a resin paste, so it may be worth having a play with a resin paste. Hi Marley, how are you? Hope you're well. So let's get back on this.
Ellie said thank you.
It's okay, it's not a problem at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give this a buff up now with the Wood Wax 22 to give it its final shine, and I think we'll be pretty close. So it's actually worked. What I want to do, I just need to find a bit of an easier way and cleaner way to actually put it in where we want it. And I think resin is going to be the way, really. I really do. Because obviously with the resin it'll pour and it'll flow where we want it. If we put enough of the additive into it, or the particles into it, it will become a paste, so we can sort of spread it about a bit easier. So again, it's just going to be a bit of sort of trial and error. I have actually got, if I can find it, some polyester gel paste, which is a resin, what they use to fix the bottoms of boats. So it might be worth mixing it in with that. The only trouble with that gel paste is it's got a pinky tinge to it, so I don't know if it's going to work properly or not. So let's rub that in really well. Just got a little bit of a gap in there, as you can see the Yorkshire grit's gone in it. So I'll just buff this out. So just put the image up again while I'm buffing this up. There's just a couple of pictures of the bowl or the piece we did last Sunday. That's all finished now, ready to be shipped out to whoever the lucky winner is. So remember guys, if you want to be entered into the draw, which will be not next Sunday, the Sunday after, we're going to draw it on the 16th to give people a chance to watch the video, or not even watch the whole video, as long as you pop over and put your comment in of hashtag flowers for Nikki, then we will enter you into the draw, which will be drawn on the 16th, and we'll announce the winners on the live. And obviously then they can contact us to arrange shipping out. And like I say, it's open to everybody who subscribes to the channel. Don't matter where you are in the world, I'll quite happily ship it out as an appreciation for your continuous support. Because at the end of the day, if it weren't for you guys, the channel wouldn't be anything. So I am very appreciated to each and every one of you guys who come over. So let's just take it out. They're taking the piss out of me over there. Let's just take this out and get it near the camera so you guys can see it. I don't know if you can see the inlay, can you?
Can Casey say hello to everybody?
It's not very clear. Let's see if we can get an overhead camera.
She's run.
And overhead zoom. No, overhead this one. No, this one.
Robbie said you sound like a politician.
There. Can you see the inlay in there? Is that any good picture or not? Is that not very good picture? I don't know if I can get any better light on it or not. It's not really. Trouble is with cameras, they never ever do a really justice picture on.
There's a bit of a reflection off.
Yeah, they never give. Let's try this one. No, again, it just looks so dark, doesn't it? It's just. They don't. Oh, no, you dropped it then. They just don't do it justice. Pictures don't. But what I'll do is I'll get a picture up after the live, and get a picture of, because you can see the colour. I'm just trying to find a camera that you can really.
That one was better.
Which one?
That one up there where you had it.
This one.
Yeah, there weren't such a bad reflection of the
So this one. Well, I don't know if you can really see the colour. We've got a little bit down here, as you can see, where we didn't get a lot of pigment in there. But other than that.
Dennis said, looks outstanding work, Steve. Mark said, lovely piece, mate, looks kind of purple.
Yeah, it is a purpley colour.
Mike said, hard to get the colour.
Yeah, it's hard to get the colour, especially on these on cameras. Photographs always do it more justice. Webcams and video cameras never ever do justice to a piece.
John said, can see the inlay, but suspect the photos will be much better.
Yeah, they will be.
Leigh said, lovely work, Steve. Rob said, looks great, Steve. Mike said, looked better on the lathe, really nice.
What I'll try and do is I'll try and get a picture of it. I don't know. I don't know. I'll get it on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. And
you got all these backgrounds, you have to.
Yeah, I'll take some pictures of it and then get it up. But that's the piece, guys.
Colin Roberts said, very cool.
It's not
Ellie
very
said,
big.
looks great. Robbie said, nice.
Just got to clean the bottom up where we've got a little bit of super glue. And we're on this camera, Stephen. Just got a little bit of clean the bottom up where we had a little bit of super glue on there. But I'll clean that up and then I'll get some photographs of it. And the good thing is, bottom didn't break out. It held in the chuck without jumping out. So even better. So guys, thank you very much for coming over. If there's no questions, well, we'll give it a few seconds. If there's any questions, hit us with them now, or forever hold your peace. Well, till the next live anyway. Don't forget to spread the word about the 2K giveaway. We'd like to try and get as many people entered into the giveaway as possible, to make it fair for everybody. And like I say, the only things I'm asking for are that they drop a comment and they are a follower of the channel. That's all I'm asking. So thank you, Andy. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Kevin. Hugh. Thank you, everybody who's made the really nice comments on the piece. Like I say, not a major piece, but I wanted to try this out more than. I'm looking at the wrong camera. I wanted to try this inlay out more than anything. That was the main purpose of doing it. It's gone roughly how I thought it would go. I just need to find a better way to enhance the colours, because obviously with super glue, as it dries, you get a little bit of white mistiness, so it doesn't give you a perfect transparent look. But what I'll do is I'll have another go with another bowl, and then I'll do it with some clear. I've got some clear resin. I'll do it with a bit of clear resin. Hopefully that'll make it look a little bit better. Sorry?
PVA, except ice clear.
No, PVA won't hold it together enough. That'll just fall apart as soon as you get a bit of pressure under it. So anyway, thank you very much, guys. Thanks for coming over. Hope you've had a bit of fun, as always. Thanks for the fun, as usual. Lovely to hear your voice. Much clearer, Nikki. Believe me, it'll wear off. No, I'm very grateful to Nikki for coming over and being part of the chat. And it's nice because just gives that little bit of interaction with you guys as well. So
Colin said, guys, grab yourselves a bespoke mirror of your logo.
Thank you, Colin. As long as you're happy with it, Colin, I'm happy, mate. So I can't believe how quick that got there. I only posted it yesterday, and that was there this morning. That was good. So
Ellie said, do you have a post we can share on Instagram to spread the giveaway?
yes, if you go, let's see if I can stick it in the group. If I can stick it in the chat, let's have a look. So this should be the. Oh no, this isn't the link for this one. Hang on. Sorry. Let me just go onto my channel, and what I'll do is I'll grab the link for last Sunday's live, which is the 2K giveaway. So this is the 2K giveaway link. So if you link onto that, or tag onto that, and right click onto the video, you should be able to share it that way. So you should be able to share it on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and whatever else platforms you're registered on. So thank you very much for sharing. Like I say, it's just nice to get people out there who do follow the channel aware that we're doing it, so it gives them a chance to win something. So thank you very much for sharing. Thank you very much for popping in. Thank you very much to my wife for putting up with me as normal, and thank you very much to you guys for coming over and supporting me. So have a great day, and I will see you tonight, most probably in the chat for Bedtime 16's Invade with Dean Makes. I think it's alive, so pop over and check that out. And then after that, we've got Mark, the Gentleman Woodturner. Mark, do you want to chuck your link into the chat before we go? We've got Mark, the Gentleman Woodturner. He's doing a live tonight as well. He is turning a snooker table leg. Sounds intriguing, doesn't it? He's not sure. He knows what he's going to do with it, but there's a little bit of work to get where he wants to go first. So that will be intriguing and interesting to see. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. So pop over and see Mark tonight. That will be, I would imagine, anywhere between 8:30 and 8:45.
Oh, he told me there was flamethrowers and bouncing girls and everything.
In the little hoo-hoo skirts. So we'll just get Mark to chuck his link into the chat. All right, good man. So there's Mark's link. So Mark will be on tonight, I would imagine, anywhere between 8:30 and 8:45. So definitely go over and check Mark out. And then tomorrow, what's tomorrow? Friday, dinner time. We have the fabulous Wayne the Woodturner back on Lunchtime Live. So go and check him out. Sorry, guys. I will speak to you. Yeah, look, chainsaws and dancing girls. So I will speak to you guys later. Take care. Speak to you soon. And bye for now. Bye.
That's all, folks.